Hello, folks. My name is Susan Young, and I'm here with Beyond the Chalkboard for a presentation tonight on tips for math success in the elementary level. I am certified in general education and special education, and I have been working with students in tutoring and learning support math for multiple years. So these are some basic math tips that can help you out. So the first tip is developing number sense. So what is number sense? Number sense is basically your counting skills, your place value, and estimation and approximation. These things sound pretty basic, but having a strong concept of number sense is really important for math success. So counting skills, meaning not only the order of things, like can you count to 10 or can you count to 100, but the idea of quantity. So if you have a pile of items, we say how many are here, and that one-to-one correspondence, that is all part of your counting skills. Place value. There is a significance to each digit. So if you're thinking about place value, we have the ones digit, the tens digit, the hundreds digit, and for students to understand what that means, the ones, the tens, so the hundreds. So if you have 382, that means that there are two ones, a total of 8 10s, which is 80, and 300s in this number. So really breaking it down by the place value and understanding what the place value is and what those numbers each mean within the larger number. And estimation and approximation. So that supports a lot of logical thinking, estimating. You can estimate the length, you can estimate time, you can approximate, just guessing anything that has to do with numbers. So, let's see, hold on a second. So fun ways to strengthen your number sense. Games, countless games to promote number sense. Or you can also make up your own. So great tools. I always have dominoes, dice, playing cards, flashcards. All of these you can turn into any kind of game that you can imagine. So I have a list that I'll share if anybody wants of specific games that you could play, but you can make them up on the fly and do any kind of games. Songs, skip counting. There are many songs on YouTube, or you can make up your own. Skip counting, songs about the facts and multiplication facts, and there's raps, all kinds of things. So kids, as you know, remember songs so easily. So turn their math into a song. Real life counting, such as you're counting steps, they can be counting steps to walk to get your mail, counting how many steps there are going up or down your steps, any kind of counting steps. Items at your grocery store. Let's count how many oranges we see. Let's group them in groups of 10 or count by tens. The buttons on your clothes, the dots in your polka dots. You can find so many ways to count, to skip count, to build that number sense. So that is one tip. Okay, next. Yeah. Tip number 2, fact fluency. People always ask me, is fact fluency important? And it is important without a doubt. When students have a strong grasp of the math facts, they can spend less time focusing about anything else on the problem and focus on the complexity of the problem. So, as students go through the years, they have more and more word problems, more problems that require multiple steps. And if a student gets tricked or does not remember their multiplication facts, the student has to pause whatever they're doing, think, or maybe write down a fact or go and look at the times tables, cheat sheet for a better word. Um, and when they're looking at it, it takes their concentration away from the problem, and they can lose their place, they can lose their train of thought. So I see it quite often. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you have somebody has 3 times 9, and they say, okay, 3 times 9 is 27. 9 times 2. If a student didn't know right offhand what 9 times 2 is, and they have to look away for a minute or think about it for a minute, it's taking away from what's going on here. And the student might come back and not know where they were. Was I in the 7? Was I here? What does this number mean? That quickly, you can lose your place. That quickly you can lose your train of thought. So that is why it's so important that when a student knows their facts like this, that type of thing doesn't happen, or it happens less frequently. Fact fluency allows students to solve problems more quickly and accurately, leading to greater efficiency in their math work. When students don't have to struggle with basic math facts, they can focus their energy on the more challenging aspects of the problem solving. And that's especially true in word problems, which word problems are through their whole math life. So, how to improve your fact fluency? Math games are without a doubt the best. Singing facts, computer program games. There are so many games out there. It is countless. I have a suggestion page that I have compiled with hundreds of students that I've worked with, and I've compiled a list of what I see are the most favorites of the students. So make a comment. Yeah, if you want to share your email or make a comment or reach out to Beyond the Chalkboard asking about Mrs. Young, Susan Young's um, suggestion page, please do, and I will make sure that it gets emailed to you. Tip number 3 is developing spatial awareness and geometry skills. So what does that mean? Spatial awareness involves how objects relate to each other in space, and geometry relates to shapes, sizes, and the positions of objects. Understanding shapes help children when they're categorizing objects and applying things to real life. Patterns include introduce children to the concepts of sequences, repetition, symmetry helps them understand balance, which is fundamental in math, and simple measurement activities introduce children to the concept of size, length, and volume. So all of these concepts relate all around spatial awareness and geometry skills. And there are easy ways to introduce those into your life as well in order to help increase these skills. So, some easy ways: puzzling, building blocks. So, actual puzzles, the building blocks, even making patterns with the building blocks, and with patterns with extensive patterns for maybe an older elementary school student, or something real small and short for a younger elementary school student. Mapping exercise. Have a student create their own maps. Look at maps, any kind of map that they can look at, or like I said, create their own map. Make a map of your house. Where's your room and compare to it? What shape is your bed? Those type of things. Make it into like a little art project. Shape-based art. See how many shapes you can use making a smiley face. Or here are using 3 triangles, 2 circles, and a square. Draw a picture of a face for me. Or draw an animal using at least these 6 shapes. So, working with shapes, they can move the shapes any way they want. Other things are just simple measurement. Um, Around your house, you can measure things. And it doesn't even, you don't have to measure with like a ruler. You could say, how many hands across or something? How many pointer fingers is the length of this piece of corn on the cob? Anything like that. Okay. Next, just some quick reminders. Wait, this one. Using math, the next tip is using math in real life examples as much as possible. So here are a list of some examples. You're going on a long road trip that takes 3 days. How many bags of chips should we buy? So you're using so much math. How many chips do we use in one day? Well, how many would we use in 3 days? How long? How long is the road trip? How many miles? It's you can alternate this and modify it for different age levels, going into more extensive. You can go into the miles per hour, all kinds of things, down to a smaller levels for your kindergarten, and just talk about things like, we have 1 bag of chips that we have to eat each day on our road trip. How many will we need for 3 days? So these can all be modified. The next one, it takes 25 minutes to get to the soccer game. What time do we need to wake up to get ready? And what time should we leave the house to get there? So, time, you can incorporate this into anything you do that has to do with time. Money, the toy you want is to buy is $12, and you have $20 in your piggy bank. How much money will you have left over? Or it could be you have $8 in your piggy bank. How much more do you need? Another real life thing. We have 15 chocolate chip cookies. How can we divide them among 5 friends? So any kind of dividing among food, or talking about if you have 3 family members. Oh, we have $5. How can we split our $5 between our 3 family members? Can we do that evenly? Will everybody get the same amount? That type of thing. The price of this t-shirt is $20, and it's for sale for 30% off. How much is the sale price? So this is something for more of a 4th or 5th grader, but these are things that are also, they'll be seeing a lot in school. We have a half a gallon of milk left in the fridge. Is that enough to last for the rest of the weekend? Well, you have to think about, how much do you use each day? How many days until we get more. So you have to estimate, you have to make approximations, that type of thing. The recipe calls for 3 tablespoons. Can you help me measure it? So any kind of cooking measurement, you can involve so much math in that. Okay. And your quick reminders. Have a positive attitude towards math. A lot of times people forget that a positive attitude makes a difference. And so many people say, I hate math and I've never been good at math and math is my hardest subject. Turn it around and say, I'm learning math. I would like to learn about math. So have that positive attitude towards your kids that it's not horrible. And you can tell them that you know one person personally, or you've heard one person speak personally that loves math. I love math. So it can be really fun, and you can make math so much fun and stress, low stress. The next thing, take advantage of technology and games. Like I said before, there are countless games and websites, so many free websites, free games that you can take advantage of. My students don't even have any idea that they're doing math games. They think that they're just having fun. So they don't they've created so many fun things now. So take advantage of that. And keep an open line of communication with the teacher. Ask the teacher what's coming up next. Do you have any ideas for home? All of those things that I said, how you can relate them to real life. Teachers have many more ideas than that. Um, so make sure you're talking to your child's teacher as well. And then I have here gather emails to send my game document. So reminder, if anybody wants to reach out and get that, give me your email. I will make sure to send my document to you. And that is really it for tonight. I don't have any questions. So I'm going to wrap up here. Hold on a second. And we are good to go. All right. Thank you.